Hello everyone and welcome to the Video Game Championships analysis and demonstration. And today we have with me one of the best around. They have been banned from every single casino which allows you to bet on the Pokemon trading card games as well as video game championships. That is to say, that one inside, I think it was Kyoto, because of their incredible ability to make predictions, their insane versatility, and just their all-around beautiful face, just kind of making the bouncers really feel kind of insecure about their own looks and abilities, though obviously they would never be someone to capitalize or to make someone feel worse intentionally, and I'm sure this actually made you feel very bad, didn't it? The doctor themselves, James.
Yes, hello, thank you. It's great to be here. All of that is absolutely true and not exaggerated or a lie at all.
Not exaggerated or a lie. You know what, I'm glad to hear it. And
well, I draw a distinction between those two.
I would say that you and I think both of us, we follow Me the King.
Yes.
I was struggling.
How dare you?
Really hard.
How dare you put this out in the world with my face on it? That I
You're
just
the one who gave
gave
me
you
your
my
face.
face of.
I didn't even ask for it this time. Look, I think you look great. Just kind of leaning your shoulder on the Breloom long arm. Does Breloom actually do this in the game? I don't remember.
It's like
so long since I did Pokemon
like
Coliseum.
generic attack animation. It like stretches its arms out one at a time. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like in more modern games, it mostly just kind of like headbutts things.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, anyways, so today we're discussing one of the most used Pokemon in the format, as well as one of the most successful at tournament, Kingambit, as well as two other Pokemon who, one of them is kind of seeing its place diminish in the format, and the other one is kind of really seeing its place start to get explored in the format, which is to say Indeedee Female and Breloom, respectively. You know, do you have any particular attachment to any of these three Pokemon?
So I liked Bisharp quite a bit back in the Gen 5 when it came out. I thought Bisharp was pretty rad. I've been nothing but disappointed by it anytime I've tried to put it on a team.
In Gen 5?
No, in Gen 5 it was fine. I mean, like,
okay. I was gonna say
in the modern era.
Yeah, I mean, like, it had a really good place in early Gen 6, but it didn't really have as much of one in 7, 8, 9. Really, I think ever since Mega Mawile came out, it just kind of was so much better. Or in the in the formats where it wasn't legal, Dynamax was not a great format for Bisharp, and the other one, just because of its speed tier, and then the other one is was the Sun series of VGC 19, where Kyogre was like the only Pokemon that was significant.
Right.
You know.
And as far as the other two, it took me kind of a long time to get on board with Indeedee, actually. I was always like, yeah, whatever. It's like, it wants to be Chansey, but a redesign or whatever. And then I was like, well, actually, it kind of rules.
It's pretty good. And then
Breloom is, I've used Breloom on in-game teams many times, but not much ever competitively.
Look, I'd say it's definitely a mon that I've used predominantly in singles, but I think I had a team or two with it in VGC, including in that aforementioned VGC 19 Sun series, which was like a no Z, no Mega, no Ultra Necrozma format, which was I think I had a Sash Breloom team there, just because speed is interesting. Spores, good move. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. Fast Spore, and I don't know. I don't think Technician Breloom would have been strong enough to kill Kyogres if you got all 5 hits, would it? With Bullet Seed?
Absolutely.
You know, it was big. It was
I think
a big enough hit.
Might be overestimating the physical bulk of Scarf Kyogre.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, 4 hits is...
Well,
4 hits KOs max.
Nice. Well,
and it wasn't max max.
I
hits
apologize
KOs,
to the weird. I apologize to the weird mushroom dinosaur.
Kangaroo.
I look at it and I see theropod, but fair enough.
It's theropod.
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 The
Just
two-legged ones.
Okay. No, I'm pretty sure it's a pun on kangaroo in Japanese.
Okay, that seems possible.
I don't know if that's true. Oh.
Regardless.
Oh, okay. No, apparently it means hat. I don't know. I've heard things in the past that have just probably been wrong. But people have like, oh, we've got 2 kangaroo Pokemon, Breloom and Kangaskhan. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. It's bipedal with a tail. It looks kind of more like a tree kangaroo than a ground kangaroo, but you know, they do famously have stretchy arms. Alright, so let's head into the first analysis. So, all's well that spores well. I don't know if you hate me for that as well, but I wouldn't blame you.
I love a pun.
I'm glad to hear it. You're not alone in that one. So, yeah, this is a Pokemon that's really been picking up in usage. It saw one top 32 placement, actually with Indeedee, in the San Diego regionals. Spore, very common move on it. Technician Mark Punch is one of the main selling points. And then you'll often see Bullet Seed, though you do see some Seed Bomb. You see Rock Tomb and Protect kind of alternating in that slot that isn't Spore, Mark Punch, Grass move. But I think apparently I've heard some people report they've seen like close combat with the Scarf variant. And it's an interesting user of Loaded Dice because Loaded Dice is very strong, but not as strong as a Focus Sash. Would you agree with that analysis?
Yeah, I've played around with the Loaded Dice a little bit, and it's pretty nice. I do like my multi-hit moves, but it's always it's felt like, yeah, but the Pokemon that want to run it often want something else more.
Yeah, I think the best Loaded Dice user is probably Barraskewda. But yeah, Breloom has Spore, which is good. I think it is the Pokemon that clicks Spore the fastest because Toedscruel's got the negative priority. I saw a Grafaiai Toedscruel team, which it's very funny.
To get rid of its ability?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, it's pretty, you're using 2 bad Pokemon so that you can use half a good Pokemon. Anyways, so yeah, Spore, Breloom clicks Spore pretty fast. It's Mark Punch with Technician off of 130 base attack, very strong. 70 is an interesting speed tier in the current format. There are a lot of Pokemon that don't run a lot of speed that it easily outspeeds, but there are a lot of Pokemon that also easily outspeed it, so it is pretty reliant on clicking that priority move or having like speeds control and support. I think the Breloom team that was in at San Diego Regionals, it had Tailwind Salamence and Trick Room Armarouge, so it had speed control to try and support that Breloom. Also Trick Room on Indeedee. So, you know, it's definitely something that benefits a lot from speed control. Apparently it's been seeing a usage on Rain. I wouldn't have guessed that. But, yeah, Bullet Seed, Mark Punch is very good.
Because it's taken advantage of its, reduced fire weakness in that case. And
yeah, and then your opponent, Hurricane.
Well, Hurricane's not that common of a move.
Yeah, I don't know what Terra it uses, because the site no longer tells me. I think there was it was Ghost Terra on in San Diego to avoid Fake Out, which is pretty interesting. I feel like I don't understand Terra at all. Like, the more I play with Terra, the more I get the feeling that everyone I'm playing against is using it better than I am. With the exception of like a Goose in that one series where it just kind of forgot that he could Terra, and it would have won in the game.
Goose call out post.
Oh, I echoed that in the subs as well, you know. So Goose, please comment down below. And anyone who has just forgotten to use Terra and lost a game because they forgot they had Terra, please let me know. I would appreciate not feeling alone in this world. Everyone feels a little more out of their element when they're, shown the resplendence of the Doctor. But honestly, Breloom's pretty interesting, and it does have a move pool that really can do more. Obviously, Helping Hand, it's a lot of Pokemon this gen, but this is one of them. But it has some really interesting coverage. Like, do you know why it has Venoshock? I don't. But no, like Psychic, Electric, I think it might have the other one as well. No Fire Punch, no Ice Punch.
Yeah, no fire, no ice. I mean,
Yeah,
it gets
coverage.
like some decent rock moves. I mean, it gets Rock Slide, Rock Tomb, and Stone Edge. Although
Rock Tomb's the best one there, right?
Rock
Because
Tomb's
it's
the one.
stronger
Yeah,
than...
yeah.
I mean, Rock Slide's alright.
Yeah, well, in the words of somebody, I can't remember who thinks this, but spread moves are support moves.
It is a support... Would you dispute Rock Slide being a support move?
No, I was just doing that's a thing you say a lot,
saying...
and I was pretending I couldn't remember who it was.
Sorry, I thought you were, you know... I think Tay says spread moves are support moves anytime that I win with Disquake. So, yeah. And I still think they're support moves. They're just supporting each other. It's fine. Ultimately, yeah, Spore is the main selling point. It does apparently also have access to Fake Tears and Charm and Worry Seed. I know it gets Swords Dance, which, you know, wouldn't be shocking. I don't, sadly, and Bulk Up. I don't think this is, unfortunately, a mon that can take great advantage of Poison Heal, its other ability, despite the fact that it's a very interesting ability.
Yeah, that's a singles nonsense type of thing.
I don't know how good it is in singles.
Poison Heal. Isn't Poison Heal Breloom a singles?
Before it got Technician, you know, in like Gen 4.
Like, no, like even now. Don't I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass.
I have not seen a Poison Heal Breloom in genuinely in a modern gen in a very long time. Mostly because it doesn't wind up being a particularly used mod. But yeah.
Well, then I'm probably living in the past. But
so I live in old gen OUs too. But yeah, ultimately, Breloom is very interesting mon. I meant to say what it beats, and the thing it beats is Dark types. It beats Dark types really well. It beats Focus Sash users because of Bullet Seed. Apparently it's okay into Tats Dozo because a lot of them don't love Spore plus super effective move, and a lot of them are terraying into types which are super effective to one of the moves Breloom is running. Often it's going to be Rock Tomb. And yeah, beyond that, Spore is just really good as a move in general, so it's good into Tats Dozo. This is a mon that is not going to benefit that much from screens. That's an important thing to remember. Most Pokemon that like screens, that like redirection, like screens, but this Pokemon likes redirection and doesn't really benefit from screens. Because it's 60, 80, 60.
Sure. So frail anyway.
Absolutely. Beyond that, yeah. Kingambit, the Queenside Castle. That's right, I pulled out all my chess moves for this one. By which I mean, by the Queenside thing, I mean his wife forgot to give him a haircut, so he just gave up and he's just kind of sitting on it, you know. I love
more
this
of like
mon's design so much.
More of like a shell to me than hair. But
no,
yeah,
it's hair. No, when he stands up, it's just locks of hair.
No, I'm saying you're right, and I have misread the art. But yeah, okay. I'm with you.
Have you seen it in game yet? No, you wouldn't have yet because you're relatively lower level.
Well, I've
watched
how it evolves. Other. Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, we could look it up, but it's irrelevant to this, and we're good enough at getting off track as it is.
Yeah,
we don't need to go off on it.
Incredibly dominant Pokemon. It was on the only non-Breloom Indeedee team to top cut San Diego Regionals. It was also on both the 3rd and 4th place team in San Diego Regionals, and a bunch of other teams in San Diego Regionals. It's got very high diversity of move pools, it's got very high diversity of Terra types. So we see, Assault Vest. So Sucker Punch is relatively common. Kowtow Cleave is basically always there, which is its signature move that just never misses, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't check accuracy.
Base power. Yeah, Iron Head's good. Low kick you see, because I don't know if it's just for opposing Kingambit, because because I don't feel like fighting is a particularly... I guess it hits Garganacl, but Ironhead also does. It hits Steels is a concept, but it's kind of the best Steel by a long shot. Except Goldengo, which is immune.
Yeah,
so,
low kick is generally the I want to hit double weak to fighting Pokemon.
Yeah. Or you run
very
break
hard
because screens.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and then...
one of the two.
Yeah, so Terra-type Grass, Terra-type Flying, Terra-type just kind of whatever. Kingambit is a very... like, you can run offensive Terra-types in terms of doubling up on Dark or Steel. They're both pretty good defensive types, so you don't mind it. There's a, safety goggles one with Terra Ghost, which is the whole thing again of between Spore, Rage Powder, Sleep, and Fake. No, not Sleep.
Yeah,
what's the other one?
Spore, Rage Powder, Fake Out. That covers you for all the.
Oh no, it's Prankster Taunt was the other thing. Yeah.
Oh,
so
sure,
it's a dark type that is immune to Prankster moves until it terras, and then it can terra into a ghost type, which makes it immune to Fake Out, and then it can. It's got safety goggles, so it's immune to Spore, Rage Powder. So it's covering all of the bases at once because why would you give other Pokemon the opportunity to do things? Yeah, Terra Water as well. I'm not seeing Terra Blast in any of these sets, which is interesting because you consider how many different Terra types it's running. It's interesting that it's basically always running fighting in that last slot. I'm seeing Terra Blast has some usage on ladder, but not a whole lot. And yeah, Assault Vest, Life Orb and Black classes are also popular, but they're more best of one sort of things. They haven't been as successful in tournament. And there are some more like gimmicky sets like Weakness Policy that you can take advantage of. Defiant is an incredible ability. It turns out being intimidated, giving you a choice band is good. And Supreme Overlord, all your friends dying, giving you a Life Orb is not.
Totally cut out there. I heard all your friends dying is
not, and I didn't say anything more. I was expecting you to say something.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. Okay. I also like it. I mean, yeah, I would say you've pretty well covered the breadth of Kingambit, at least when I've been watching other people using it.
Why do you think
mentioned,
Kingambit fits into a team? What role does it serve?
It serves the 135 base attack role.
Yeah, so it's good. It's one of the better Trick Room abusers in the current format. It checks Goldengo very well. Most Goldengos do not run Terra fighting. Some do, but it checks Goldengo incredibly well. That's the main reason it runs Assault Vest. I think Assault Vest lives Terra fighting. Also, it checks the Expanding Force spam that's very common in the format, and the reason that you will see it on Rain or with a Terra Water is to check the Expanding Force from Armrouge. So it's kind of in that double thing. It checks all of the special dragons that are in the format right now. It's really good into like the E-Speed crap as well because it resists that too, and it hits obnoxiously hard. Right, I think that's kind of the reason that it's good. It doesn't have a great Tatsudozo matchup, unless Kowtow Cleave also ignores defense boosts, but I don't think it does. I think I've seen it not do a whole lot.
Yeah, it's just a swift, dark type physical, 85 base power, never misses.
Yeah, obviously Dark is an absurdly good type in this format. Kingambit, Meowscarada, help, I'm forgetting the other ones. Hydreigon, that's an important one.
Hydreigon.
I think there's another dark type. There's Murkrow, but I'm not counting. Grimmsnarl does click dark moves from time to time, especially since we've seen Frisk Grimmsnarl pick up as well. I think there's another relevant dark type, but they're not coming to mind.
Well, there's 1,000 Pokemon, so
that is
not
true.
unreasonable.
I mean, only like half of them are legal, or a third of them.
Forget one occasionally. Yeah. Well,
let's just
that's
say
still a lot. Oh, sure. Yeah.
That clicks Foul Play. Foul Play is a good move. This also resists Foul Play, which is nice. It's honestly Yeah, and Defiant, deterring Icy Wind is the other big thing. This Pokemon's fast enough that it can function in Tailwind or in Trick Room, and that means that it can really slot onto a lot of different teams. That said, you do see it a lot on teams that have a strong Trick Room mode. Yeah. Indeedee Female. I'm sworn to carry your team. These stats should not be a Pokemon this good. I don't know,
right?
Spicy take, but it's a very good Pokemon.
Yeah, it's like frustratingly good. It seems like it shouldn't be, but we're when did Sword and Shield come out? 2019, right?
Yeah.
End of 2019. So we're
2019, yeah, November,
we're
December.
2.5 years into being proven that Indeedee is in fact a good Pokemon, even though it seems like it shouldn't be.
Yeah, and what is the mandatory Terra type that we see on every Indeedee Female? And it terras to this a surprising amount for a Pokemon that's supposed to be a Follow Me bot. Do you know what the type is?
The mandatory type? Boy, if it isn't the type that I have my Indeedee at, I sure am gonna feel like a sucker.
Yeah, that's true. What type do you think it is?
I would go with...
I don't think it's mandatory in this specific matchup because it's not good in this specific matchup, but that's only because you know I'm bringing...
Yeah, I would go with Ghost.
That's interesting. No, it's Fairy. It's Fairy. Every single one is Fairy, and it clicks Dazzling Gleam.
Is it really? Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess
Both
that makes sense.
Both the top cut ones were Fairy, and just so much of Ladder is Fairy indeed. Most of them have Psychic Seed, though you do also see some Focus Sash. The occasional Colbur Berry. I've seen a Rocky Helmet for teams that are super weak to Mousehold, aka have literally one normal resist, which is to say no Ghost type, and then like maybe Kingambit, but more likely a different normal resist. I don't know what it could be. I don't know. I don't know why you're so scared. But yeah, Citrus Berry as well. This can run Goggles because then Spore doesn't stop it setting Trick Room, and apparently it sees some usage with Terrain Extender, but overwhelmingly Psychic Seed, because +1 special defense when you already have 105 special defense is okay. This mod runs Dazzling Gleam more than it runs Psychic. This mod runs Dazzling Gleam more than it runs Psychic and Psyshock combined. That said, Helping Hand a lot.
I mean, I guess that does make sense, right? Like, there's not a ton of good fairies. I mean, we were just talking about how dark types are everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like that makes sense.
It runs it about as much as it runs Psychic, Psyshock, and Shadow Ball combined. I'm not seeing Hyper Voice on this, but I feel like I have seen it. Like I'm seeing Fake Out on this list, but not Hyper Voice on this list, so I'm not sure. But yeah, Follow Me, Trick Room, Helping Hand, Dazzling Gleam, Protect, Psychic, Heal Pulse. Heal Pulse is a big one. Yeah, obviously you see Open Team Sheet. You're going to see what their one is using. In drop, not as much. Heal Pulse is a big one in terms of its support options that it will occasionally drop Helping Hand for. Beyond that, Trick Room. Biggest buff this mon could have gotten, and you do see the occasional offensive mix-up, so be prepared for it. I've seen like the random Life Orb variants, and they can really mess you up if you're not prepared for them. But yeah, beyond that, Dazzling Gleam, Follow Me, Trick Room, Helping Hand, and Dazzling Gleam, Follow Me, Helping Hand, and Trick Room, the two sets the top guy at San Diego. That's the main thing you want to focus on: redirection and speed control. And Dazzling Gleam.
Yeah, it getting Trick Room, it's come up. Yeah, it getting Trick Room. I know lots of people are like, oh, this is a mistake. I can't believe they made a mistake. But also, like,
the bug thing.
It's not necessarily a mistake.
I mean, it doesn't learn Trick Room. It only gets it via raids, which it gets because they share the moveset with Indeedee Male. Like, I mean, it's an oversight, right? But it's fine. It's an improvement.
I mean, I don't know. I tend to...
in most things, I assume that stuff is intentional. That is one of the things where it seems to be very clear that it's not, especially because they made a pronouncement about how Indeedees from that would be legal. And I don't think they would have had to felt the need to make an announcement if it was a fully intentional decision. And not an
I don't
oversight.
know. I would say I tend to come off as like a Game Freak apologist among Game Freak critical people,
See,
and
I also
critical of Game Freak among Game Freak apologists. So,
Yeah. I'm kind of walking in that middle road as well. I don't feel very strongly. There were very few things people are like, oh, this game wasn't finished or whatever, which is just stupid. Like, oh, it's an early access game. No. No, the game should come out like 2 months later, not like half a year later.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my share of crashes, but
I never had a crash. I had very few lags anytime other than pulling the stakes out for the ruins, but I still understand what people are saying. Apparently it's better on the Switch Lite, which is what I have, but that also means I can't record the thing, because Switch Lites can't record.
Don't have an HDMI output, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason. You know, ignore that's the reason that they were cheaper. Good battery life though, I like them. Fits in my pocket as well. The bigger Switches don't do that. But yeah,
like you need
Indeedee
bigger
Female,
pockets.
it's very good. So, remember guys, leave a comment down below about... Oh yeah, and when do you run Indeedee Female? Whenever you want Trick Room, whenever you want redirection that, you know, you don't want a fire weakness. I think that's a big thing. You know, it's used with Armor Rouge, obviously. Expanding Force is very strong. Psychic Terrain's good. I forgot we forgot to talk about Psychic Terrain. Fake Out doesn't work in Psychic Terrain, and that's why Psychic Terrain is good. Is there anything more that we need to say about Psychic Terrain?
The Mach Punch and the Sucker Punch that are both very common on the other two Pokemon.
Yep,
also
that's true. Other
Psychic
priority moves.
Terrain.
I mean, Sucker Punch still fails when you click Follow Me, but yeah. Yeah, beyond that, Nihilape is a big recipient of Follow Me. It's probably the best mon because it's the only mon that benefits from getting hit by spread moves. Meowscarada because it's frail and, you know, that's all you need, right? It can't get picked off by a Mach Punch because after it's gone down to its ash because of the terrain. Apparently Murkrow, but I think that's just because you go Murkrow or Indeedee as your Tailwind or Psychic or Trick Room. Apparently Mousehold, I don't know why you would use Mousehold and Indeedee on the same team. And Tidy Up, I guess? Sylveon, Trick Room Abuser, Amoonguss, Trick Room Abuser, Hydreigon, Fast Mode Abuser, Torkoal, Trick Room Abuser, and then Goldengo is just broken. Yeah, you just use Indeedee if you want your opponent to not be able to make decisions that impact you for at least one turn that game. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, Mon's sweet.
Alright, so I assume you're just on JamesDaltonBell.
Since I was born.
Yep, so guys, leave a comment down below if there's anything that you think we're missing, if there's anything that you think we should think, or other Pokemon that you think we should feature. I have more than one life orb.
Oh no.
By golly, I do.
Check. I should do a quick validation as well. Okay.
I validated by clicking challenge.
Oh, fair enough. Electric Exhibition 3. Accept. Who we
3?
got?
Is it really the third one already?
This is the third one we've done, yeah.
Crazy. I think that makes you my most common guest, right?
Well, I am the most available video guest.
You're not, I just keep putting off other people's. You're very good though. Consistent. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, that's what comes with.
I don't know if we should be starting to do open team sheets, but I'll probably start doing them when Series 2 comes around. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I see that you've brought your Tauros Paldea counter.
Yeah, well, it is the perfect counter to Paldea Fire. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's why it didn't win. You know, it's just such a
good
good
old
counter.
Avalugg. How dare you? So what do we got? We got the very fast fish. We got a Tailwind setter, and a fairy type that allows you to maybe not have to run Dazzling Gleam on your Indeedee. Yeah. It's got its own better fairy type spread move.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I don't know if I thought about that specific thing. I wasn't as familiar as I am now, I think.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't understand some of the decisions I made. I'm looking at these mons and I'm like, huh, this doesn't have a move that I would have thought it would. Yeah, both these Pokemon were on the two top cut Indeedee's teams, the Breloom and the Kingambit. So that's why I thought they made sense together. Let's pretend like the San Diego Regionals had happened when I picked Breloom as the third Pokemon with Indeedee Kingambit. Grass types are just very good in the current format, and like we were seeing with Meowscarada, the other team had Meowscarada and Albeliever, the one with Kingambit. So that's a similar thing of, you know, grass types that are good in the thing. I sort of noticed neither of us brought Armarouge.
Yeah, so I was thinking about Armarouge actually, but I was like, well, Armarouge was in the last one we did together, so...
Oh, that's true. That is true.
What do I want my lead to be? I think I want it to be...
To be fair, Indeedee was in the first one we did together. Not as like the premier mod,
just on
but
your
I just
side.
brought it.
Yeah, just on your side.
I wanted to do funny on Vert. Oh, I didn't even notice the Rotom until now.
Oh yeah, I brought a Rotom. Barraskewda, huh? Let's just do this here. See how things go.
Okay. How did things go? How are you feeling about that turn of events?
Very bad, actually.
Yeah, it's got Propeller Tail. They don't have Duraludon in the format or Inteleon, so you can't Snipe Shot around it. The only thing you can do is Propeller Tail.
Is die to Barraskewda.
And do you know what the funniest thing about Propeller Tail is? Bachellia might counters it, so Rage Powder redirects Barraskewda from Toadscroll. I was expecting you to click an attacking move there, to be honest. Barraskewda probably would have died.
Yeah, if I had remembered Propeller Tail,
yep,
I would have clicked an attacking move.
I was hoping it would KO, but it did not.
Okay. So let's...
It's an Adamant Life Orb, terrain boosted, stab. Oh.
Yeah, I can do all that math as well.
I don't think I can do it, that's the problem.
Alright, let's go with a... here, and... I guess like that.
Okay, I didn't expect you to stay in with the Pokemon that I was going to close combat.
Well,
Shadow Ball. Ah, interesting. Shadow Ball's a really weird bring in this matchup. Alright, I brought all the Premier Mons.
Nice. Now, and... let's do that and see if this works for me. See if I can come back from that devastating turn one.
It would be quite a turn one to come back from.
I mean, I'm feeling okay, if I'm being honest.
The fact that it's single hit is very funny to me. You still have another one. If it's fast, then you win, right? Okay, speed dice, great.
Alright, so I don't have to worry about the Mach Punch.
No,
Or
not unless
Sucker
I've
Punch.
started running
Air Balloon Kingambit.
No, that'd be you running Evelyn Kingambit. No, not unless I start running Ice Spinner on Breloom, and also it's Prankster. I guess Prankster defog? No, that wouldn't work. Yes, it would. I can side defog. I can side defog.
Yeah.
I'd have to defog my own partner Pokemon, whichever one it is, I guess. I don't know which one.
What do I want to do here? Like, I think this Kingambit's just...
Oh my god, the Aerial Ace?
Oh, yeah.
Aerial Ace?
Oh, yeah.
You've paid way more attention to this than I did.
The Aerial Ace was a change I made while we were discussing
Okay.
these Pokemon, actually. It was Rock Tomb.
Yeah, I just kind of wish I had close combat into that Kingambit. He also didn't Terra, and I got completely demolished.
I did Terra. I Terra Grassed my Indeedee,
Oh, that's
expecting
right.
a
And
Spore.
then it died. I don't know
And
why
then it
I
died
expected
anyway.
Spore over KOing it.
Because my mind is almost never on how is this Pokemon going to get killed.
Fair enough. Probably should be more often.
Yeah. Well, nobody's perfect.
You know what? That's true. Body's perfect. It seems very defiant when it says Mancini the Amazing rejected open team sheets.
I know, right?
It wasn't quite that much, you know. It wasn't all that. It's funny because I brought all of this prep with like this plan in mind, and then I don't remember what the plan was. I built so many of these teams.
Sure, you're like always grinding some new stuff out. So
Look, in trying to get someone in to get a video out yesterday, instead of this is coming out today, I just built every single plan that I had for the rest of Series 1.
oh, nice, man. This Barraskewda is really messing me up.
That's a very funny thought process from you.
Well, it is what it is.
I mean, I'm just kind of glad. I mean, you have an Arcanine and an Avalugg. I feel like Barraskewda shouldn't be the worst of issues.
This lead
That's
makes me
a very big
not-
change from the previous
not
time.
happy with my yeah, exactly. It makes me very not happy with my lead. Oh, a throat spray.
Yes. Do you want to guess which Pokemon I had to change my Terra on? Sorry, my item on at last minute.
Is it the Sylveon?
Yeah,
that now
the
has a
Sylveon
throat
was
spray?
life orb.
Ah. Is that what I want to do? Yep.
All I wanna do is have
Yeah,
some
I'm okay with that.
fun. Yep, that's exactly what I predicted to come out for you.
Wait, do you have Iron Ball Kilowattrel?
No, I clicked Terra.
Oh,
make it not a flying type.
You're not flying type. Oh, your giant brain. Well done.
Yeah, I expected you to sucker. I don't think it would have KO'd, but it didn't matter. I didn't want you to, so you didn't get to.
Excellent.
No, I not Iron Ball. No. You can tell because I was faster than. Actually, no, you double switched.
Yeah.
I guess you can't tell.
Well done. Okay. Yeah, I should have realized that when it happened, or at least my first thought shouldn't have been Iron Ball. How about that?
You know what? I think that's fair. I'm not liking my position right now, to be honest with you. Doing my best though. Doing my best.
It seems very unlikely that this Sylveon is going to be going after this Breloom, which is annoying.
Going after? You mean you expect the Breloom to go before my Sylveon? But you're saying it
No,
wrong?
because we're in Trick Room.
Yes, I have Tailwind up.
Well, that's true. I guess. I don't know. It depends on how slow your Sylveon is, I guess. Let's find out.
Sorry, that makes me want to massively change my plans. Okay, you did go Sash.
Hey, you have air slide. You have a flying type move as well.
It's a stab move, to be fair.
But it's not useful. And that's asleep.
Yep.
So let's do that. Ah, well done.
I didn't expect you to psychic that slot, to be honest, or spore that slot. I'm very confused right now.
Well, I'm trying to win any way I can here, so.
Right.
Stupid
That's why
spread
I'm
moves.
confused by the losing plays.
How dare you? Stupid spread moves. They make this follow me so not useful.
I have one spread move on my entire team.
Well, it's making this follow me not useful.
You know what? That's true.
Let's do that. We live it.
I mean, yeah. I knew you lived. I didn't want to give you a free switch.
I was not certain that I would live that hyper voice.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't have the throat spray boost anymore, right?
That is true.
I did 27 last time without the throat spray boost. I would have been pretty shocked if that's so. Actually, the viewers will see the decisions I was considering about whether I wanted to give you a free switch or not.
Both your Pokemon are slower than mine. Actually, I don't know if the Indeedee is slower than my Indeedee or not.
You have no way of knowing.
But it hasn't actually slept yet, right? You've just switched it.
It has one turn of sleep. No, it doesn't. I forgot. I changed my decisions.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
See, I keep changing my mind a bunch of times, and I don't realize
that's
it.
something.
So are we going hard Rotom then?
I considered it.
Okay.
But ultimately, I think I've decided that roll the 30% is better. Yeah, baby!
Okay.
Alright, let's go. Oh no.
Are you again, conserving the Terra until I have forgotten that you've already done another Mon? No, I think you haven't Terra'd yet, right?
I have not Terra'd yet.
Yeah.
I'm debating some nonsense right now.
Same. You're gonna click discharge?
I think I would rather...
Get around the follow me that's definitely gonna go off this turn?
No.
It's basically guaranteed to succeed, right?
Let's do this. You
It
stay
did not
asleep.
succeed.
Tech is fine. Get some more damage off. And...
Okay. I would like it to work this time.
Stay asleep.
66% chance.
Stay asleep.
More likely I'll
Do I
wake
wanna-
up than that you got that second protect. I have so many decisions I'm considering right now. They're all kind of bad.
Yeah, all my decisions seem bad too.
That's crazy.
No,
there we
don't
go.
wake up.
Okay.
Don't wake up. Okay, so... Rotom versus the world.
Yep.
Do I want to... Hey, who's your fourth Pokemon?
I'm switching it in this time.
Oh, great, so I'm... Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that should be obvious, right? Okay. Let's cancel. Which of
I mean,
my three Pokemon do you think I'm switching in this time?
Well... It's a single target Hyper Voice, so I don't think it particularly matters.
It matters for one specific reason. There's Pokemon it definitely isn't if I'm planning on switching into them this turn.
Let's not Terra and conserve the information of the Rotom's Terra
I
type.
agree. But surely it's not Barraskewda if I'm switching it in this turn, right? Because you're going to be Thunderbolting.
I am going to be Thunderbolting.
I mean, like, I could switch in
Not
Kilowattrel,
gonna
but it's
be-
not funny.
It would be kind of funny.
Would it be? I mean,
Except I already know.
reveal
I know it's
information.
wind power and not Volt Absorb. So
I'm going to do the smart thing and go Kilowattrel. You didn't even Thunderbolt that slot.
yeah, because it was going to die to the Hyper Voice this turn or next turn if I protect it. So
You gotta get information on the Kingambit or Breloom set. Do you think it was Kingambit or Breloom as my last?
I don't know. I was hoping maybe it was Breloom, but
Okay.
all
It's an
right.
interesting
How do I
hypothesis.
win this third? How do I win this third one?
I don't know how I win this third one.
Yeah. All right. Let's do.
I haven't seen the Avalugg. What is this? I feel ripped off.
Well, don't even worry about it.
I'm very worried. I wanted to get the good content, and it seems like, I'm being stiffed.
well, don't worry about that. If it shows up, then I guess you'll get the good content. If it doesn't, no content for you.
But I want content that's good. Alright. Let's see if Rotom is as scared as I feel. Scary as I feel it is. We're all Terragross. Okay, I just need
No.
to get the loaded dice
No.
hit off, correct?
No! I was gonna kill it, and that was a speed tie.
It's not speed tie, I click Tailwind.
Oh right, never mind.
Also,
would've-
I Terragross, so I wasn't 4x.
Okay, so it might have lived.
I am loaded dice, so. Oh, you're the E-Speed set. Oh, no. That's... Or you justified beat up? I don't think you have anything that makes sense to beat up with.
Let's go for big damage and
I have no idea what you're doing. I'm terrified.
oh, charge is good.
Yes. Okay, that died.
All right, don't worry. I brought the Avalugg.
Yay! Alright, time for me to find out which of the Pokemon has the goggles. It's gonna be the Avalugg, and I'm gonna lose. Yeah, charge is pretty good. So... Flash Fire, eh? Justified? Justified, right?
No, it was Flash Fire because I was expecting you to bring a Fire type because 2 of the 3 Pokemon were Fire Weak.
I brought a Pokemon with a Fire-type move, which was Terrablast. Which Pokemon do you think I had Fire-type Terrablast on?
Which Pokemon did you have Fire type Terrablast on? I think it was Sylveon.
It was Sylveon.
Ray. No, don't go to sleep.
Oh my god.
Stay awake. Oh, this is terrible news. Well, let's see if I
Funniest
can
thing
hit
to
3
me
Hydro Pumps in
is
a row.
just that, like, the Rotom-Wash has been an absolute monster. It's two one-hit KOs in a row right now. And yet, It doesn't seem to be able to live a resisted move.
No.
It's loaded dice, so I'm guaranteed 4 hits, and
I know.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would live though.
Okay. Do you want to see my final secret move?
How about you do nothing until my Avalugg wakes up, so you can see my final secret move.
Okay. Oh, but I want to click the funny move. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do nothing until Avalugg wakes up. Forewarning. Okay, that's not...
It's not that secret.
That's not that at all. I have been bamboozled.
Yeah, I brought the lots of priority version of the team. So
Is it extreme
Avalugg has
speed?
ice.
Mach punch?
No, ice spinner. It's not that secret. The real secret is the Terra Fire that I can't Terra into.
Okay.
Because I already
It's great
Terra
fight
Grass.
resist. That's true. You did. For all the good that it wound up doing. I mean, I considered air slashing and doubling into the Rotom that turn. I also considered switching in Indeedee. I think that Sub is a really good move on Breloom. If you are not running Focus Sash, I think that Sub is a really good move on Breloom because Sub and Spore are insane together. And it has a
totally.
surprisingly good number of resists. Bullet Seed, obviously with loaded dice, is absurdly good. You saw me beating the resists reliably, right? Obviously, Breloom,
totally.
whatever. It's not particularly bulky Pokemon. But with that Terra Grass, how much did I do with that individual hit into Rotom? The resisted Rotom was doing 13 to 15. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Focus Sash, you saw how useful that was as well. Was your Kingambit Assault Vest?
My Kingambit was Assault Vest. It was also 50 speed. So
Mine was
those were not
49
speed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, those were not speed dice.
I didn't. I just thought you were fast, to be honest.
Oh,
I was. You weren't negative min speed. No.
Right, I was negative min speed 2 speed IVs.
Yeah. My so your Breloom was max speed, yeah.
Correct. Yep.
So
And my
those were speed
Rotom,
ties.
my Rotom and Arcanine were both speed crept to outspeed max speed Breloom.
Yeah. So my Sylveon was slower than Breloom and Tailwind.
Correct.
So I was faster in Trick Room, even with the Tailwind, which is very funny to me. Ultimately, I thank all of you guys for watching. I give an incredible amount of thanks to the Doctor. I think Breloom is a really good mon. I think Kingambit is a very round oneable, draftable Pokemon. I think Indeedee can be round one. I would take it close to the wheel with a specific mon you have in mind to take with it, but it is really good. And I just realized when you said that you were like Terrifier inside, that was for Armarouge, right?
What? How do you mean?
Oh, like the fire
I was
type.
Terrifier on Avalugg.
Avalugg. Oh, I thought you said you were on Kingambit. I'm Terrabug on Kingambit because it resists fighting and grass.
I was just Terra Dark for more damage, but
the Terrabug loses to your Aerial Ace. But yeah, ultimately, yeah, Breloom good. Bullet Seed, loaded dice, very good combination. Focus Sash, really good thing. My Indeedee was Citrus Berry. I don't remember why. No, I do remember why. It's because all of our attackers are physical. You brought one special attacker. Also, I think I
brought 2 special attackers.
Speed. You brought 2 special attackers, one of which is Indeedee.
Indeedee. Yeah.
Okay. That's true. I was faster than Breloom by 1. Yeah, faster than Breloom by 1. I didn't remember that, but
On your Indeedee?
Yeah.
Nice.
Ultimately, I put some time and thought into this stuff, and the Barraskewda didn't one-hit KO the Rotom. Was it bulky at all?
It was bulky-ish because it was Nasty Plot. So it was max HP and then 4 in each defense.
I wasn't fully expecting it to live when I turned out that it was Life Orb, But yeah, once again, guys, thank you all for watching, and just remember, no matter how good a turn 1 seems, your opponent can still completely bamboozle you.
Aerial Ace, Secret Tech for the mirror. Awesome, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Goodbye.